This Dr. Johnson, big homie, coming straight to you about that fire.
What's up, this Dr. Johnson, big homie, one more time from the corner to the conference room. And today's topic, what we're going to talk about today is leadership and how leadership works and what leadership is exactly. Leadership starts with you. It starts with the individual. It's an inside job. And you have to have a personal breakthrough before you can have a business breakthrough or any other kind of breakthrough. And that personal breakthrough, that's going to come from personal development. And that's when you are striving to become your very best. You're not competing with other people. You celebrate and you congratulate other people, but it's not a competition. It's more like a cooperation, if anything. Y'all learn to collaborate and put things together because y'all all have different talents and skills. So with leadership, you have to really be able to build yourself, have self-confidence, believe in your team. And number one, you got to believe in your dream. And whatever that dream is, that vision, what's on your heart, what's in your mind, that's what you got to put out into the universe. And, if you were just to close your eyes and you can still see, there's a vision in your mind. And if you have that vision, you're able to, just knowing that that's a divine vision. And that's something that's going to come to life. It's going to reveal itself, but it takes time and it starts with you. It's inside leadership, inside out leadership. And inside out, it's like when you're inside, it starts with you. And then once you get yourself been able to have self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, and then you can get others to be disciplined and controlled and having confidence in their self and what they want to do. So that's just leadership and having that vision and having a shared vision. And the shared vision comes from, your cause, your purpose. And when you have your purpose and your cause and that vision comes to you, write it down. Be sure to write down the vision because it will come to pass. It may be 2 days, it might be 2 years, it might be 20 years, 2 decades. But the vision will come to pass if that's something that you believe in. And leadership, it starts with you, okay? So with that, those other levels of leadership, they eventually, they evolve. So what I'm saying, you have family leadership. You can be a leader in your family, in your household. You also can be a community leader, someone in the community, a big homie that people look to, ask questions, look for leadership and guidance. Also, there's leadership in the workplace. Those are your CEOs, chief executive officers, chief financial officers, and things of that nature. So you got 3 different types of leadership that I just wanted to talk to you about because, leadership is in everything that we do. In everything that we do. And so in order to be a leader, you can be you and one other person. That's leadership. Leadership can be you, one other person, or you and 1 million people. You're leading people. You're trying to get people to accomplish a task or a goal. But it all starts with you. And in that vision that you have, you take that vision, and then as you have conversations with other people, then y'all will have a shared vision because they're trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do. It's like a common enemy, a common purpose, a common goal. For example, if you've ever been around siblings or cousins or family members or just good friends, y'all might fight amongst each other. But once there's a common enemy, they better watch out because all of y'all are coming. It's not just one of y'all. They fight one of y'all, they got to fight all of y'all. And that's because y'all all are going towards that same goal, the same direction. And that takes time. But that's going to be the first thing that y'all want to get settled is the vision. What are you working towards? If you're working towards to reach the 10-yard mark and you got somebody else who's trying to reach the 20-yard mark, y'all need to get together on the same page and reach the 15 or reach the 10, and the way you can work together. If not, y'all have to work separately. And that's just a part of leadership. That's not a bad thing. It's just, you got to get down with the cause. And the cause comes from the vision. As a leader, I follow no man. Because I follow the cause. I'm down with the cause. Man, woman, we come, go, we change. People die out, they phase out, they age out. And when those things happen, that cause, that common cause, will remain in place to keep the movement going. You know, our movement is self-actualization. What do you mean by that? I'm trying to help everyone that's with a part of this movement, Optimal Learning Solutions, Dr. Johnson Big Homie. I'm trying to help you reach your highest potential. How can you become your very best? And it's not about finances or money. If you want to get money and that's your goal, that's fine. But I want to work with the people that want to become a better person. Better people feel good about themselves and feel good about others around them. And once you feel good about yourself, you can perfect your craft and the money will come. Where you can make a living or you can live and eat and take care of yourself. But the money comes, that's at the back end. On the front end, you just be your very best, help others become their very best, and then the money will flow. It'll come because you perfected your craft. You know, and that might be a year, 2 years, 3 years. It ain't no get rich. It's a get your best. Become your best. How can I become my best and help others around me become their best? That's leadership. And as a leadership, like I said, it starts with you. And then if you go into your family as a leader, for example, in my household, it's mom and dad, or any household, you got the mother and the father that's pretty much the leader of the house, or the woman of the house, the man of the house. What we've been taught in Western thought is going to be the man of the house. If a man can have his house in order, then he can have his business in order. And if he can have his business in order, then he can help others get their business in order. But that's a process. And it's not an overnight thing. It is a long process, a lifelong process of developing leadership skills. So like I say, in my household, I'm an Aries. Aries supposed to be natural born leaders. So with that, you got to develop those leadership skills, the vision, the planning, the organizing. These are some things that you can use for a business or for a school or for a program. So I'm dropping knowledge and jewels and game to you. So the vision, the mission, and then you come up with the goals. And then when you have those goals, you set up things and activities and events to put in place that way you can reach those goals. And then you build in breaks. You don't have to do everything overnight. So you set milestones and you set markers and you build in breaks. So you can have small successes that you can celebrate, give you momentum. And then you can also have breaks because even though, you want to give 24/7 to something that you're doing, you still got to breathe. You still got to eat. You still got to laugh and enjoy yourself. That's a big part of leadership, is being able to laugh at yourself and laugh at your mistakes. And then once you can laugh at yourself and your mistakes, then you can make corrections. You can self-correct, or you can take correction from others that's a part of your team, a part of your family, that can help you with that. And that's the first step, okay? Building that team within. And then, once you have that family leadership, then you're able to do some other things. And then you also have, like, in family leadership, you have the grandmother, the matriarch, or you may have the grandfather, the patriarch, that's the head of the family, the elder of the family. And most families do follow the lead of the oldest individual in the family. And why do they do that? Because of their life experiences. You can have all the education, be doctor, whoever you want to be, but experience is more than any degree. You got to get experience. They have life experience. So if you have uncles, aunts, or grandparents, or parents that are living to their 70s, 80s, and they still in their right mind, they got a sane mind, that's somebody you might want to sit and listen to. You got to sit and listen. So just kicking that off again, with leadership, you got to have that ability to listen. And I mean, while someone is talking, be able to stop, listen to what they're saying. What are they trying to say? What are they trying to convey? And then you communicate back to them. So this is what you're trying to say to me. This is what I understand you're saying to me. And once you get that set and y'all got that communication piece, you've listened, you've heard, you've also spoke your part of the piece, your part of the puzzle, you've explained yourself, your stance. then y'all can come to an agreement on how to move forward with leadership. What's the goal? You got to have that. And then that's what, family leadership. There's an uncle or aunt or a parent or a grandparent that leads the family. They lead the family. They're the part of the ones as far as the family reunions, the get-togethers, the cookouts. If so-and-so's having problems, these are the people that you call and you pray, you ask for advice because they've lived that life. And then you also, just transition and living that life, you also have people who pretty much have that community leadership. And community leadership is, it's similar to family leadership because we all family. We all have those relationships. But community leadership is when you got a boss. These are the people in your community that's shaking and moving things. Like when I was growing up in Shiloh, there was a lady, Miss Payne. She was a community leader. Why did we go to Miss Payne? Thank you, Miss Payne. Because if you needed a job for the summer, or if you needed a job just for life, if you in high school or in college, Miss Payne could get you a job. Or if you had already finished college or finished school and you just wanted a good job in the workplace, you go see Miss Payne. She lived in Shiloh, but she worked at the employment office in Asheville. So you go and you talk to Miss Payne, I need a job. And she talk to you and get you in the right direction. That's a community leader. That's a boss. And then there's also those types of bosses in the community that say there's a community conflict. There's two individuals want to go at it in the community. And they say, well, go get Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so. And they can go have a sit down. And they can find out, well, hey, what's going on? Why do we have this? What's the conflict? What's the beef? What beef do we have? And they'll say, well, this is how I feel and this and that. And they'll go back and forth. 9 times out of 10, beef or conflict is through miscommunication. And what I mean by that, I'm going to give you an example. There was 2 people I was working with. This was in the school setting, in the community, that they wanted to fight. 2 groups of girls, they wanted to fight. And they were going at it back and forth. It had gone on for 3 to 4 years. It had been going on. Nobody knew what to do. These kids just out of order and they disrespectful. I said, well, hold on. Let me sit and talk with them and find out what's going on. When I sat down and talked with the girls, the issue was, let me put it like this here. The young lady had spent the night with one young lady. They had been friends and some things had taken place. And the other girls thought it was funny, so they put it out there on social media to put the girl in a situation that they thought was funny. So the girl didn't think it was funny. So all she had to do was just go communicate with her friend, say, hey, that's a situation that I'm dealing with. That's not for y'all to put on social media. She didn't know how she felt about it. She never did explain how she felt about it. So then it just festered because more people got into it. But as a real leader, real boss, remove the audience. Get those 2 individuals together and have them talk it out. This is my stance. This is how I feel. And how do you feel? And then y'all can work it out. That's conflict resolutions. 9 out of 10, girl, I didn't even know you was thinking that way. Or if it be the boys, I don't work with the boys as well. Man, I ain't know you was thinking like that. Shoot, I thought you wanted to fight. He ain't want to fight. He just wanted you to leave him alone. He ain't want no smoke. He ain't want no trouble. But he didn't know how to communicate without feeling less than, telling you like, hey man, I don't want to fight you. I just need you to leave my stuff alone. So it's just all about communication. Having a vision, communicating a vision, having skills and abilities and developing those skills and abilities. Leadership, planning, organizing, listening, and communicating. If you can do that, you can lead anything. And then in the workplace, leadership is a little bit different. It's a lot more political, because in the workplace or in the business situation, you might be the best leader in the building, but due to certain circumstances or certain people or certain factors involved, then they're not going to promote you to be a leader. It could be a race issue because you're a black man or a black woman and they don't want that for their company. Or it might be white on white people that just don't like other white people. Oh, I don't like her, I don't like him, and then they don't get a chance to lead, and they really have the best interests of the people at heart. So it could be political, it could be racial, or it could be right. Right leadership is when you put people in place that have the skill set, have the ability, and the time to put into it to make the program or the business venture successful. These are the things you got to be able to put in place. You know, be able to recognize. You got to be able to recognize it. Is this a racial issue? You know, is this because of my skin tone, or is it because of my ability? And once you're sure you can stand on your ability, oh, I'm a boss no matter how you look at it. I can lead the people to do whatever we need to get done. You know, but it has to, or it's going to be some people that's not going to listen. There's some people that just, no matter what you do, what you offer, they don't want to be a part of it. And guess what? That's perfectly fine. So the idea is to weed those people out. Get them out of your way. Don't let nobody hold you up. That's a part of leadership, being able to recognize game. Game, recognize game. So when they run the game on you and they trying to be foolish with the nonsense, then that's easy math. Is this going to help us move forward, or is this going to hurt the cause? And if it's not going to help the cause or help you move forward, then you need to go ahead and cut ties and let them move on with the utmost respect. Like, well, no, that's not going to work, but this will, and this is what we're going to do. So that's a part of leadership. And another part of it, you know, just being like able to listen, to work with others, collaboration, being able to communicate, and being a winner, being a boss. You ain't always got to win. You ain't got to win every time. Some people got to win in every argument, in every conversation. They got to win. If you can't lose, you can't win. If you can't take a loss, you can't win. It's impossible. You got to be able to take losses and lose things and sacrifices in order to win sometimes. And sometimes somebody might get the best of you in an argument. Not that they got the best of you in life, but as a proven a point, they got the best of you of that day. That's all right. You go home, go back to the drawing board, go do your reading, go do your research, go do your talking to other people that experts in the field. And that way you don't have to necessarily win every conversation or every argument. When you start doing that, you put yourself in a bad situation. You've gone from a boss to a follower, because now you following everything they do just to get back. Vengeance is his for those who read the scripture. So I don't have to argue or prove my point. State your point with facts, back it up with facts, stand on it. If somebody give you new information, you can change your stance based on new information. You don't have to stay stuck and stubborn, like, shit, I'm going to stand on this for life, blah, blah, blah. They give you new information. I don't care. No, you better take that new information, see how you can apply it to your situation. And if you can improve your situation with that new information, then make the transformation, the change. That makes sense, y'all? So I'm just putting that out there. You know, being able to adapt and overcome, and being able to take losses. You know, and, you know, it's just one of those things that you don't always have to win, man. You don't always have to get the last word. And that's a part of leadership. In leadership, sometimes the least you say is the best thing to do. Instead of going back and forth and saying a whole lot of words, you say 2 or 3 things, you stand on it, and you don't move. That's a boss move. A boss gonna listen. A leader gonna listen before he make a decision. And if anybody make a quick decision with your situation, they don't have all the facts, you in trouble. But if you got somebody that listen, they ain't all talkative, but they listening, and they listen, and then they come up with get a good idea of your situation, and they try to guide you through it and lead you through it. You roll with that. You can't go back and forth with the person you went to with the problem. Well, this and that, those are excuses. You can't make progress and excuses at the same time. That's like going up and down at the same time. It's only one way, up or down. You can't do it. So if you're going to be successful, you're going to be a true leader, you can't make excuses. But as a leader, you have to be aware of factors Why is this person not successful? Maybe they didn't get no sleep last night. Maybe they got in an argument or got a whooping by their parents this morning. Why are they not successful today? Maybe they're hungry. The leader wants to find out why. And then once the leader knows why, then they're going to do a root cause analysis. They're going to go find out why. Go down to the root of it. Find out what's going on. These are factors, you know. And really, when you do have bad factors, you do have adverse childhood experiences, or you do have a lack of, you don't have everything that you need. Well, guess what? As a leader, you got to be resourceful. You can work with whatever's available and make it work to the things that you really need become available to you. So your boss ain't going to figure, you know, it's one thing to be like, man, I just can't figure this out. I don't know it. That's true. But then as a leader, as a boss, you're going to get through it no matter what. We're going to do this. You're going to get all the resources you can, reach out to people, things, places, programs, or whatever it takes to reach whatever you're trying to do. That just takes time. But you got to be resourceful. Everything not going to come to you, man. Most successful leaders are people who learn to do without. To be powerful, you have to learn to be powerless. To be able to win, you got to be able to take losses. That makes sense? So as a leader in my family, as a leader in my community, as a leader in business, there's certain things I know that I got to have. And I live by that. The first one, you got to have God. You got to be strong and have courage. Be courageous because He is with you. The Spirit of God is with you. And then for two, you got to be educated. You got to have a skill set that you can develop and grow with. And then three, you got to be motivated, willing to go get it at all costs. Non-stop, relentless pursuit of success. For you, your success might be different from everybody else's. But real success, I'm going to tell you, for one, you healthy. Two, if you happy. And then the rest will come about. That's success. Be healthy, be happy, and help everybody and help others be the best that they can be. So anyway, that's Dr. Johnson, Big Homie, talking about leadership from the corner to the conference room. Boss up, because you're a leader. One.